Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are with you on the 3rd of July 2020 after what's been a really busy week. And to be honest, it's one of those weeks where a lot has happened and we've pushed on quite a bit. So it all started on Monday. We were working on this little lady, which is fast becoming one of my favourite builds I've done in a long time. This is the HK Models 148 scale B17G. I have to say, it's been one of those builds where I heard a lot of negativity about the kit, but as I've made my way through, I haven't actually found any problems with it, and I've actually grown more and more fond of it right the way through. And now we're getting into the latter stages of it. It's going to be a real sad day when this one gets finished, which should be next week. But anyway, we were on this one, as you can see. On Monday's show, we put up part 7, which really does cover doing all the metal work actually on this one. As you can see down in here, we've got some of the stills from the actual show. So really we're using Extreme Metals polished aluminium over the gloss black base, which you would have seen before. So we go through and we talk about spraying that down. We spoke about it a lot because obviously I think there's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of myths out there about this paint. And I know a lot of you have problems with it, which is really odd because I don't. So I sort of showed you how I do it. And as I said, people often say to me, you can't mask over it, it leaves tape marks. Well, we show this right the way through on all of this about masking over it, and I don't have it. And also a lot of people saying about it doesn't dry, various things. So anyway, we speak about it at length. So polished aluminium goes down, then we come over with olive drab with a bit of mixed in Tamiya XF54 just to sort of bleach out that olive drab and give it a more weathered look. So we did the anti-flash and the anti-reflective areas on the actual nose, and then obviously the sides of the engines, and we go around about painting them off, and then exactly the same on the actual engine nacelles onto this one. Then in case it was just going back, as you can see down in here, we did the actual control surfaces because obviously they are fabric, so we went along with a metal metallic look rather than using a metallizer look to give those. And then obviously the trim tabs, different separate colors. We did a quick easy how I paint wheels in under 2 minutes, so there's a little video about that one in there as well. So that's really just straightforward doing those, and then obviously fitting them on and various things on the actual model. It makes its way through. Again, it's one of those ones that's pushing along a lot now. So what I've also done, which is a little bit of a bonus one that'll be up with you right now, we actually speak about, if I move it out the way just a second, we show all about, where are we? So hopefully you can see we've done the engine. So what I've actually done, a lot of people ask me about how I do props, and with the tips with the yellow and weathering props and stuff like that. And obviously, as you can see with this one, it is multi-fashioned right the way through. So I've done a standalone video. It is going to be free to watch as well. So it is part of the actual bite size series that's up on the actual main site and in the forum, obviously. So you don't have to troll through the entire build about it to actually see this one. But as you can see, we've got the chrome with the front of the actual spinner. And then obviously we've got the gearbox down below there as well, in just sort of normal metals, and then obviously we got these on, and it is all a moving part and everything. But we talk about how we weather it and how we gave it a light metal scrub on this one, and then we use a little bit of oils just to give this sort of worn look to the actual props themselves on that one. So anyway, that is up on the actual site. As I say, you can go off and get if you go over to tutorials, okay, up in here, pop down to quick tutorials, modelling tips area. If you pop in there, I am going to change all the thumbnails to these because they're all a little bland and boring, but here it is. So if you go in there, you can see a quick step-by-step exactly how I do all of these. Again, I'm going to upgrade all of these videos down in here. We've got lots of bite-sized ones coming along. That wheel one will make an appearance in here as well once I get that edited up and stuff like that. So that is in there literally just like that. So go off, have a look at that one, even if you're not a member. If you're a member, you'll get that video, plus obviously doing all the striping work and the painting work. Really gets you to about here on Monday when the actual next part of the actual B17 goes up with you on that one. Up with you today is this little lady. So I say little, she's quite a lump, isn't she? She's like a slope soaring glider. But you can see it's a beautiful, beautiful plane. It's a gorgeous design. It's very sleek. It's light years ahead of, you know, I think of its actual age when you think how old this jet actually is. But anyway, if you haven't seen any about this one, this is the Mach 2. Yes, you heard me right. The Mach 2 72nd VC10. To say it's been a handful would be an understatement, but it's been what I would call an enjoyable handful. It's been one of those ones where it's quite nice because you put some of your skills, shall we say, to the test. So from this point of view, the plastic is awful. The surface detail isn't particularly nice. The shape was wrong. So if you've been following along with this one, you'll know that we actually had a good look around at what we were going to change. The front end, this entire front just wasn't right. So I have reshaped, hopefully you can see it a little bit down here. Hopefully she looks a lot more VC10-esque down here at the front now. So what we did was chop the front off, we made a 3-degree angle, and then we changed the actual cockpit profile. We've changed all the clear parts as well. We put a little bit of tapering down here and filler job in the nose itself just to give it the correct profile. And then we've been going around and doing it, and these white bits you can see all over this, here, there and everywhere, they are literally the strengthening panels which went onto the actual real aircraft. So we've tried to recreate that. This all needs to be sanded in yet, because at the moment it's in, I think it's 0.25 plasticard. So we're going to sand them down. It'll get a final coat of primer once everything's been done on this one, and then it'll be ready for painting and moving on. We've also started to work on a custom made stand for it, so I'm making my own stand which will go underneath here. We'll talk all about that one as it makes its way through. But anyway, that is up with you right now. You can go off and see this one. It is right here, as you can see. It went up this morning, as you can see. That's the tail section on, and talking about obviously redoing the clear parts, rescribing, masking up, making our own custom mask set for it, and then obviously adding all the surface steel onto this one. So really into part 6, going through all of these different layers and the various things we're going on with that. Again, it's one of those ones where it's quite nice because it's showcasing stuff you don't normally see on normal models, and that's the nice thing about this one. So not only has this had now, I know I keep saying it, but I can't believe it myself, but 6 coats of filler and primers and various things to get it smooth and all looking nice, but also adding all the surface detail hopefully will just give it what it needs, so to stop it looking like a brick. And this was always going to be the issue with this one. If you didn't put the surface detail and all the lumps and bumps onto this, it would look like a bit of a kid's toy purely because of its scale. It gives it a better scale effect and stuff like that. But anyway, same type of thing with that one. Part 6 gets you really to this process here, and I'm hopeful that next week we'll be into a situation where we've actually got paint on this one, let alone markings, and making its way through. As I said, light was at the end of the tunnel of this one last week when we finally decided that we had enough of the sanding and filling. Now we're adding details. We'll blend them down, soften them down a little bit, another coat of primer, and we'll be into paint, which should be interesting. This one's going to be fully weathered and all the things done with it. Again, she's a workhorse. We're going to make her look like it, but also it will aid with the eye to make it a little bit more in scale. Okay, the guys are helping out with this one because obviously they're doing a couple of in-flight aircraft. So I think Nathan's working on a Jaguar. We've got, just trying to think, Andy's doing a Lightning because obviously this aircraft's in service so long you'd hang what you like off of it. And then obviously we've got, what's John building? I can't remember what John's building. Oh, Phantom. He's doing the RAF Phantom as well. So we've got all those ones coming along with it on this one, so it should be quite interesting. We intend to take this one on the show circuit, so obviously we'll just hang baskets and put various aircraft for refuel on the end of it with magnets. You've seen all about that when I showed that one on previous shows. But again, it's one of those ones where, yeah, I'm going to look back on this one with great fondness and think, it was a challenge, but actually I really did enjoy it. And that is the point to modelling as well, making sure you enjoy it as you make your way through. On Wednesday, obviously we had the Me and Matt show. Normally we do it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but for various delivery reasons, stuff like that, we did it in the evening. It's great for you guys to come along and join us. So if you haven't seen that one, you can pop along and go back and watch that one. We're talking all things kits, all the deliveries that the PM store had and things like that. And then last night we had our evening chat show. So that was our usual one that we do. Few technical issues, we always have something. John's internet decided to drop out literally as we went live, so that's always a bit of fun. So there's a little bit of panic on my part trying to set up the cameras and get that sorted. But anyway, it all went good in the end. We had some fantastic questions as well. So if you want to go off and see that one, same type of thing, just pop over to the site. Remember, you can watch all of these for free, but you do have to go to the Flory Model site for these ones. So anyway, you've got the live show, which is here from last night, and then obviously we've got the other one over here with me and Matt, and then say the Tuesday Q&A show. You can see all about that one down there, which is all your questions that I've answered, and obviously that's your Monday one just down on there. So obviously you can catch up with all of these. Just go to the vlog section on the Flory Model site. Remember, not all of these make it out to YouTube. Most of these stay here, and obviously some of them you can't watch, obviously builds and that. They are just for members only, but obviously you can subscribe for all of those good things just like that. Okay. Other things going on at the moment, obviously it's a big week this week because we had the end of the actual group builds and the SIGs were coming to an end. So just down in here you can see that we've actually now finished the Latin group build. Fantastic job on that one. As I said, it is locked now, so you can't actually see it in there, but well, you can see, but you can't do anything. But anyway, we had 99 finishes, which wasn't bad because we had 128 start on that one. So good job to everybody on there. I will next week get rid of these various categories, and obviously this one will be made into a reveal video, and then it will be moving just down to the bottom down in here, which I've got mine closed off, but there's normally a section with all the reveal videos. You can see all of those down in there. So if you have got something that's work in progress, obviously you can carry on with it, but these will make their way back out into the normal work in progress areas on the forum, so they will be down there as well. The current SIG at the moment, you've got until August 31st on that one, so you've got a couple of months to go through. That's the Bulge to Berlin, the final push on that one, so basically that's quite good. So we've got 88 in there, we've got 30 finishes already, so we've got lots of things in there. The other thing obviously came to an end at the end of the month was the actual COVID-19 build. Congratulations to everybody who took part. Obviously this was born out of the pandemic that sort of hit us by surprise, I think it behind in March, where we started doing all the daily live shows right the way through, so this was part of all of that. So all of the great builds from there, we've got 129 ones in there. Again, give me a couple of days on that, and I'll hopefully get a reveal video for it done next week as well. So that may be on next Friday's show. So it'll be a long one. There's 129 entries in there, so it'll be about 10 minutes long at that rate. But anyway, there was some beautiful work, some really old school stuff, and obviously we've got the Easter egg stuff in there as well. So be good to see that one. That one's finished. Again, the work in progress, I will take me a little bit of time. We've got 167 to sort out in there, but I will get those put away into the various sections onto the main site as well before that thread is deleted off. The new one that's currently going on at the moment is obviously the action movie group build. Spoke about it a lot last night about what counts and what doesn't. Please go off and do that one, but as always it is just a little bit of common sense, okay? So use your noodles meats and you'll be absolutely fine with it, okay? So but with that one's going really well. We've got 35 entries in that one already. Clearly no finishers, because obviously that would be very clever if you had. But again, I think down in here we've got a fantastic banner that Ron has done. Where's the banner? No, oh, sorry, I thought we had the banner here. Oh, there it is. Sorry, can't get the stuff. But there we go, we've got a fantastic banner, as you can see, with the team. Looking like the Expendables rejects there, isn't it? So, but anyway, thank you very much to Ron for doing that one for us. Remember, if you want to do it, just right click and then put it into your signature and it'll copy across and good to go with that one. So pretty straightforward on there. Okay, and apart from that, everything else is sort of going along very, very nicely. There's not a lot more. Tomorrow, I am off to the actual Doncaster store up at PM. So for the first time, I've been there since October. So I hope it's all still there. I bet Matt's having a massive clear out today. Speaking of which, loads of you messaged me because Matt was obviously ill yesterday and a little bit of concern about his illness. He is fine. I spoke to him today. We think it was hay fever because he's all right today. So I think what it is, Matt does suffer from hay fever, and I think it just got to him a bit yesterday, hence the sniffles and stuff like that, and him feeling a bit heady and stuff. But anyway, I've spoken to him for hours today and he is absolutely fine and he's back with it. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is obviously I'm going to be up at 4 in the morning for a nice leisurely trip. As I say, it's 267 miles exactly from here, so I've just checked, up to Doncaster. So anyway, I'll be leaving nice and early, but I am going to vlog it. So I'm going to take my camera. If you were watching on yesterday's show as well, you would have seen that obviously Andy's got this fantastic camera rig thing with balancing stabilizers and microphones and lights and everything as well. So he's going to do it as well. I don't know if we're going to be vlogging it live from there. We might do something, just keep an eye on social media and stuff like that. But obviously I will edit what I to shoot up there, and that will be up with you on Monday's show along with the next part of the B17. So that will be up with you to watch on Monday, because obviously there's no official show with me, but there's always stuff that will be up there. So I will make sure that's up for there on that one. So it should be a lot of fun because I've got a load of stuff to take up. I'm bringing a load of stuff back with me. So yes, it'll all be good. And that is about this week's roundup. So thank you very much for joining us this week. Don't forget, you can go off now and see part 6 of this fantastic build. It's huge, isn't it? It's very nice though, I must admit I am in with it. Okay, and obviously we've got the bite size about doing propellers, weathering, and obviously doing the tips and decaling and chrome bits and stuff like that as well with this. So that is up with you right now. I'm going to link them down below, and if you're watching on YouTube, I'll link them down there as well, so you guys can find those ones. If not, just pop onto the actual Flory model site and you'll see them on there as always. Just last up, we just have a quick look around the old PM store. As you can see down in here, there are various things coming in and out at the moment. We have got huge restocks coming in, and they will filter them way out onto the actual site. I know Andy and Matt are planning on doing a lot of that this weekend, but various things that are in at the moment. Obviously, I'm planning on bringing one of these back on Saturday. Will be the actual Skymaster and the actual Range Rover as well. So they're two new ones that came in this week. We've got these as well, which is the Valletta. Okay, two versions of that. We've got the C version Mark 1 or the T3. Very nice in that Dayglow colour scheme down in there as well. And various other kits and things coming through as well. Again, we've got massive restocks coming in all the time. Hataka paints, as we spoke about before. Obviously, we're not doing the box sets anymore of them, purely because they just keep leaking and causing us nothing but trouble. So, but we do the single bottles. So if you want to grab yourself single bottles of everything like that, obviously they are on there, and you don't need to go through the full motions of buying box sets when you can just buy the bottles and go along with that one, which will be really good as well. And that is about it for this week. So as always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery. So until Monday, happy modelling, take care.